Hey guys, as you might have already noticed yourself, there are some designer brands out there that are not bringing anything new to the perfume game anymore. And in today's video, I decided to have with you a little chat about those and also try to figure out what happened to them. So keep on watching for more details. But first, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and please give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoy watching these chatty ones. And once you're done with that, make yourself comfortable and let's get started. Hello and welcome everyone to today's chatty video that I've been wanting to film for you in a long time and really run you through these top 3 high-end luxurious brands with great history that goes way back in time when they created absolute perfume bangers, but these days they are having struggles competing with other designers and niche brands. So if that description reminds you of a certain brand, please drop a comment down below what comes on your mind, but I really want to get started and open my list with the house of Dior, that is known for their haute couture, amazing fashion, and lots of great perfumes, in fact. So my only complaint with Dior is their concept of flankering the flankers, as I call it. Let's take the Miss Dior collection for instance. The first fragrance from it was released way back in the 40s, and I believe it was inspired by Dior's sister. And these days this is pretty much a fruity floral fragrance that suits everyone, which is not a bad thing. I personally can complain only about the number of flankers for this fragrance, and they are all very similar and there are just too many of them. So I really want to tell you about my favorites that I've already reviewed in a separate video. For example, there is this Miss Dior Blooming Bouquet. That's a perfect spring fragrance because it smells of youthful, bright, crisp flowers, peony and fruits. And I also really like Miss Dior Eau de Parfum from a few years ago because it reminded me of a very lovely fresh floral matcha tea. These are lovely fragrances. My favorite Miss Dior though would be Cherie. That is hard to get these days, but if you're scrolling through this collection on Fragrantica, it seems to be never ending. And the same counts for J'adore, another gorgeous and very recognizable fragrance from this brand that is amazing take on white flowers, but it never ends. Being flankered so many times, this fragrance is just a little bit too overdone, but there are other great collections from this brand. Think about Dior Addict. I really like that one, but they stopped flankering it, which is not a bad thing, and at the same time I feel like it lost its beauty and just, you know, modernity. There is another gorgeous one, Poison, which makes a bold statement and I believe is still a signature for so many women. That fragrance is powerful and is so recognizable. It was a huge thing when it came out, and then they released something a little bit more younger audience appropriate called Poison Girl, and I believe it was well received, but for some strange reason they kinda gave less and less attention to this collection. There are some other great fragrances from this brand like Diorella that is not that modern anymore and can be a little bit too sharp for some people, but I feel like you can find a great fragrance from this brand. The only thing I want to say is that they really need to bring out a modern, cool, very beautiful fragrance that would inspire other brands to create something in that style, and maybe that will happen soon. At least that's what I'm hoping for with that change of in-house perfumers. I think we can await something absolutely amazing from Dior, both for men and women, because when they brought back Sauvage from literally years ago, I think it was such a hit and every man wore it. You remember that campaign with Johnny Depp? Everyone was talking about Sauvage, everyone wanted, but then on the other side they kind of discontinued or just reformulated all-time favorite Dior Homme, which I believe was quite upsetting for many Dior's fans. And there is Fahrenheit that is still a classic, but I feel like there is time for something really new for Dior brand with, you know, great history, beautiful fashion, and some of the most recognizable perfumes that became true classics. So I really hope they will do something amazing really soon for their commercial line, because there are some exclusive and the collection is really bright and wide. There is something for everyone, definitely on the pricier side, but more accessible fragrances from the commercial line are not that affordable either. So the ones I personally own from this previous collection are Vanilla Diorama, which is a fantastic take on vanilla. It's such a brilliant gourmand fragrance, and on the flip side, Tobacco, which is a smoky, very dark yet uplifting ambery tobacco scent. And there are many other favorites that I really wanna get. So to me, it seems like they're doing a great job with exclusive, really putting some effort and creativity as well as, you know, thought into creation of those ones, but they need something for, you know, more mass market audience. And with that being said, we are moving on to the second brand today, and it's Chanel, another absolutely stunning brand with great history. You know, when they released their iconic Chanel number 5 way back in 1920s, it was something absolutely groundbreaking, you know, that fragrance that everyone wanted. It became a bestseller ever since its release and remains still one of the most sold fragrances out there. Probably, you know, person who wears it, maybe it's actually you. I do have a version of this fragrance called Lou, just because to me personally it's a bit more wearable, because it's not as heavy on aldehydes, which is kind of like a signature note of Chanel number 5, the original one, with those very beautiful luscious floral notes and, you know, clean, crisp musk. It's such a recognizable perfume and you can't beat it. There is another great collection, Coco Mademoiselle, and I bought this intense version for my mom just because I associate this fragrance with her and with you know, the intensity of patchouli in here, which makes it smell really expensive. It's something absolutely gorgeous to wear for a classy lady, because I feel like that's kind of the whole vibe of this brand. It's so Parisian, chic, elegant and beautiful, and at the same time they play it so safe that I really want them to step out of their comfort zone and release an absolute stunner once again, as they did with that Coco Mademoiselle, Chanel number 5. They have a Chance line that is so oversaturated that they definitely need to release something new. They kind of tried with Gabrielle, but I don't think it was that well received. I mean, like, it's an easy fragrance to sell because you can't go wrong with it. It's a pleaser, but it's not enough, you know, for that bold effect that Chanel can do, like they are doing for their exclusive line. Once again, there are no questions about the exclusives from these top 3 brands, because they are fantastic, truly niche, amazing quality. You smell the beautiful origin of materials that are just to die for. For example, I'm still dreaming about Coromandel, my most favorite one, that's so heavy on patchouli. And in case you want to support me, I've started campaign on Buy Me Coffee website, which is a great platform. If you want to support me, just check out the description box down below. There you'll find more helpful information and a link to Buy Me Coffee website where you can contribute, just in case you've been a subscriber of mine or you really want me to finally get this stunning fragrance. I started a campaign there, so please check it out. But with that being said, I really want Chanel, just in case someone is listening from them or you can tell them, please do something special. Because if you go to the department store and you go to Chanel or you go to Dior, yeah, you can find some beautiful, lovely fragrances, but there are other brands like, let's say, Givenchy with the LPDO-Dupe. This is something modern, something beautiful with a few very successful flankers that I would recommend over Dior and Chanel. You know, there is Gucci with their beautiful Bloom collection, and Lancôme. I also really like what Narciso Rodriguez is doing. So there is like amazing competition which should push brands, and you know, with all our possibilities nowadays to create something absolutely great and their access to the best noses, I think it's a crime that they are not putting the effort into, you know, something new and creative. I've been addressing this issue on my channel for a long time, and I know that these brands are not one-man owned, or these are not family businesses anymore. They belong to bigger companies or even like whole huge concerns. And that might be the part of the problem, but we really need to show those brands a sign that they can just, you know, price their fragrances as almost niche and then just being so simple. So yeah, I really want Chanel to create something new, you know, a polar release for a woman and a man, because although Chanel Blue, like, right? Is that the name is lovely. A lot of men wear it, and I'm sure a lot of men want something a little bit different. So with that being said, we are moving on to the third brand, my most favorite one. You know how I feel about Guerlain, right? Although I can't say its name correctly, I absolutely love it. And it was founded way back in 1880s, and since then they've released so many perfumes. I mean, like, their catalog is impressive. I do have quite a few favorites, and for example, here is their iconic Shalimar, one of the best perfumes out there. This is such a stunning deep vanilla fragrance. I have the filter version and EDT. They still smell modern these days and definitely capture the identity of Guerlain. This is kind of like their signature accord with some of their most favorite notes like bergamot, vanilla, tonka, and I love them too. So with that being said, another favorite of mine would be Louis, and Benny is obsessed with it as well. It's a bit harder to get because it is going into the niche direction, and yeah, they do have these exclusives too. I do own Iris Torrefier, and it is so powdery. And this brand does powder so well, probably that's why I love it so much, but they've recently rebranded this collection and made it even more expensive. So yeah, that definitely shows us a clear sign. And they've also rebranded and repackaged some of their bestsellers and most successful launches like L'Instant that I am obsessed with since my childhood. It's such a fantastic perfume, but I feel like they reformulated it a little bit, just like they did some Sarah, that is such a stunner. I mean, like, nothing can beat it. Till this day, it is phenomenal. I do have another one, Champs-Élysées, and this is for the white flower lovers among you. They also have something a bit more classy and very, you know, like yeah, something that never goes out of fashion. Après laundry, like after the laundry, you would apply it on your freshly done laundry and it will remain fresh longer. They have meteorites that has a little bit more of cosmetic powdery vibe. I like that one a lot. Terracotta, you guys, I can go on and on. Luscious Ylang Ylang, so floral, tropical, powdery, absolutely gorgeous. They also have a little bit more of a modern offering from the commercial collection of Mon Guerlain, and I feel like this is a great example how a brand can release something new and stay true to its own character and identity, because it's powdery, it's lovely, fresh, aromatic vanilla type of perfume that is for ladies, like something very everyday time friendly. The intense version I love a little bit more because the vanilla edition in here, wow, I got it in my mouth, but it's so yummy that I don't mind. Don't do that. It is a little bit more winter and nighttime appropriate, but I mean, like, although this is a lovely fragrance, where's the effect of Mitsoko, let's say? This brand is not doing enough. I don't mean it does a bad job, especially compared to others, but they can push themselves and do more. That's what I'm trying to say. So I really want to go to the shop and see more interesting releases from designer brands. I could easily do a second part talking about brands that could do more, in my personal opinion, and I also could do a second video, but on the other side talk about brands that are actually doing a great job, you know, offering, you know, some of their bestsellers, classics, but at the same time that are constantly releasing something beautiful and interesting. Because what Guerlain has been doing, they had their, you know, black dress, this Robe Noir fragrance that unfortunately has never worked for me because it's too soury, and also like expanding the Aqua Allegoria collection, and there are so many fragrances there. It's similar to J'adore or Chance, or, you know, that Miss Dior collection where you're like, oh my god, there are so many fragrances, I'm a little bit overwhelmed. But overall, That's what I wanted to let you know about. If you enjoy watching more chatty and relaxed videos, please give it a huge thumbs up. Definitely drop me a comment below, say hi, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. All of that really helps it to grow, and I highly appreciate it. Please follow me on my social media to stay in touch. Check out the description box and visit Buy Me Coffee website. Share with me your ideas for future content, and thank you so much for watching. Make sure to stay tuned and smell good, you guys. We'll see each other next one really soon. Bye!